Today I'm going to be making a huge golden swipe. We're also going to add in my super easy 3D paste technique. I have to tell you that this piece actually surprised me because it morphed into something totally different from what I planned. Let's get right into it. If you really like this flower and you would like to support the channel, you can head over to my website where you will find this piece for sale, abcreativeofficial.com. I was planning to do part 2 of my Kitty in the Jungle episode, but probably first time ever, I don't feel like doing any blues today. I don't feel like doing anything light. I just fancy something dark and different. I've also been using the square canvases for quite a few weeks and I fancied the long one again. Since I'm going to make it dark, it would make sense to perhaps paint the edges just in case they don't get covered properly. I don't have any more black mix, so I'm actually going to show you how I mix my paint. This is the flow I use. It's much thicker than the American one, and as you can see, I'm straining it because it can be a bit blobby. I said I usually use 1 part of paint to 1 part of flow, but nothing will happen if I add some more without measuring. You can see I don't measure. This is all approximate and I'm mixing it really well. So this is absolutely too thick. It's absolutely fine just to add water to get the right consistency. I have my own mix and I just like it, but it's my personal preference. I think every pouring person, you know, at the end finds what works for them. So what I did, this is half and half PVA glue and water. So that's the third part. Very important, it's an uninterrupted stream, really flowing. It will be difficult to believe, but these are the only colors I'm going to use at the moment. I think that's a very generous amount without any wasting, so I can proceed with the gold. I'm going to add a couple of drops of silicone to the gold. Honestly, I don't think I've ever made a gold swipe on black. My favorite, well, there's actually dimethicone in here, silicone product is the coconut hair serum. But I know that lots of you get confused with coconut oil. It's absolutely not coconut oil, nothing to do with cooking. Mix it. I'm going to do this swipe, but I still don't know what I'm going to do next. This is like a little bit of a mystery canvas for me. Now you'll see why I like those bizarre containers, because I can bend them. I'm sure that's more than enough. All right, now we want the napkin a bit moist. Position it gently. I always have to stand. Oh. I'm not going to torch it. Once it's dry, it's going to be, I think it's going to be pretty spectacular. I'll just put a little bit more here. And I'll swipe like this. You see all the patterns from silicone. Okay. Can you see all the lacing? And don't worry about the midsection, this is not going to be seen. All right, leaving it to dry and see what will come to my mind. Super shiny at the moment, and I'm thinking what to position here. I'm thinking red, maybe because it matches my nails today. I thought red at the beginning with the black and gold. Started sketching something. This is for my paste, so it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, super simplistic, actually pretty crude. This is for me to know where to position it and how I want it. Made up my mind, I want it facing left. I always prefer drawing towards left. Do you have your favorite side? It's the easiest way to check which way would you draw someone's profile. I would always draw it left. I know I'm doing it on black in some places, but I will still see the lead, there's no problem. If you're using soft pencil, it will always transfer. Funny, you can see much better on black because it's so shiny. Ready to make the petals. This is the paste that I made for my previous 3D tutorial, and I'm showing there exactly how to mix it. So if you want to check how to mix it, it's in this video. This is all-purpose filler and super heavy gesso. Rest is flowing really nicely, perfect. I'll be turning the canvas to make it more comfortable. This is a very big flower, so I don't have to worry too much how I'm going to apply it. I'm just roughly following my design. And now I'm kind of thinking that I want to adjust it slightly. I'm applying it in layers. So it's quite a lot. Meanwhile, I'm putting this in a jar so the end doesn't get dry. And I'm going to spread it. For spreading, it's super important to have a wet brush. Not soaking wet, but just wet. Moist. I suppose I could put much more on top. Also, it's possible to do it in layers, so wait for the first layer to dry and then apply some more. This piece is inspired by my big blue flower. I really liked, but I always wanted to make something darker as well. I must admit that since I discovered this all-purpose filler and started playing with this technique and mixing my own 3D paste, this is the best thing that happened to me this year as far as art is concerned. I just love the paste. And of course there are many other pastes on the market that you could try. I enjoy making my own, and it's also on budget. I think the American version would be called spackle, or I don't know, wall putty. I'm leaving really nice patterns on the petal, making it look quite natural. And yes, when you're thinking I am covering all the gold, I was actually planning on covering most of the gold. It's going to be original. Didn't think of it first, but why not? I've done a couple of my pieces like on this side, and I thought it was interesting. My favorite, actually my son's ever favorite, is the octopus. If you haven't seen the octopus, it was fun. It was great fun, this one. Oh, by the way, lots of you asking me whether I do have a website. Yes, I do have a website with my pieces. It's abcreativeofficial.com, where you can buy many of my originals. There are also some discounts. The last one, as you can see, I covered this end with the previous one, but that's all right. That's why I have this here, so I can keep checking if I need to adjust something. So you see how I've been adapting it? That was the design. I kind of altered it slightly. So this is going to be the thickest part. Look at all the patterns now. Now this is going to be quite big. That's probably big enough. Okay, I'll leave it. But I still want to add a stem. And I want it in an interesting way. I'll do a mock-up with a string, perhaps. How about that? Or with something else. I want something like this. Wouldn't that be interesting? So let me just draw this part. Well, you know what? Honestly, it's going to be easier doing with the paste, I think. I realized I have a paste that's different color. So I can use this because the stem is going to be painted anyway, something different. Oh, I know what I did. Some time ago I made a sakura tree branch with a bird, and that's what I used. But I wanted to go off here. I want it more curved. You know, I have to like the angle. If I don't like it, I won't be happy. Now just stay on the line. I even don't mind this color, you know. Let's put it together nicely. I mentioned before that I wanted to make a smaller ending for my, I think they are called anthers or filaments. Start with these. I'm planning quite a lot of them, so we one on top of the other. That's fine. I think they're going to be very cute. Alright, so I'll continue all around. And now I need a bit bigger because I want to add some endings. Don't know if they are dots or they are slightly elongated. I can start painting now, and I've collected some reds. Looking at the difference. So what do we have? Cadmium red, scarlet, vermilion, and crimson. This is, you can see this is the darkest, you can see straight away. However, the vermilion shade is more of a warm red, and I bet you can see the hint of orange in it. I think I'm going to go with one of those as a base color. I'm going to paint straight. Oh, we definitely need at least one layer to cover all the bits. I thought it would look so nice with black and gold. I could have gone with something lighter and beigey. I don't know, I just fancied bright red. So I think my flower is a cross between a poppy, I love poppies, and anemone. I don't know why, but I had this idea halfway through, what if I make it lighter? Honestly, like pinkish. Oh, that's an interesting color. Look at this, even wiping it off makes it look pretty real, doesn't it? Wow, I'm actually painting with a baby wipe. I was rushing so much that I forgot about something very important that I always do. I always add white first, and I thought I did, but I didn't, so oh well, it's going to be light pink now. I want more paint on it to make it completely waterproof. I am liking it. Sorry, sorry guys. So completely by accident what happened from red to this. Oh, happily painting another one. Now with just light pink. I somehow halfway through like the pink. And it's like a warm pink. Some of it is like a bit of salmon here. And I'm not wiping anything off. I'm basically applying the light pink and then a little bit of white. I got to the point that I need to now paint between those little lines using a very, very small brush. And if I paint those anthers pink, it doesn't matter because they'll be painted later on. I think I need a bit darker pink here. I'm actually surprised by myself this time, because when I was planning the background, in my wildest imagination, I wasn't thinking pink. Since I've made the flower pink, I'm a bit upset about this gold not going well. I am going to make it slightest sort of a pinky film on top of it in some places to unify it together? Well, you have, you know, in front of your eyes my whole creative process with mistakes, correcting, changing, everything. I just needed something to make this gold less greeny, you know, because it had this kind of green shimmer that I wasn't too happy about. What do we want the mid part and the stem? Has to be something that will go well with now those colors. So I've got a little bit of brown, burnt umber, black, and this red. Just makes it so that's a deep brown. Let's put a bit of white. That hopefully goes well with whatever I've been doing. And let's just do the stem the same color, just for fun. Well, many of you don't know, but every single episode, when we edit for YouTube, there are lots of cuts. My lovely patrons, they actually see like 100% more. There are some episodes 150% more footage. So if you're really into making something identical, I'm sure you would benefit from that. Well, I should probably mention at this point that yes, there are many people copying my designs. So I would really appreciate if you post on social media to mention source of your inspiration. That would be fantastic. All right, so before I'm going to apply the gold leaf, I'm going to touch up those tiny parts with gold paint. I've got this Amsterdam acrylic, light gold. You know what, I think I might do a better job with my finger. Let's spread it a bit. I think that looks good. Time for the gold leaf now. That's the gilding paste I'm using by PBO. Once you apply it, you have to wait roughly 15 minutes. I'm going to predominantly touch those edges, but maybe a couple of those lines as well. And we leave it, and I'll be back in 15 minutes. I think it's looking good. All right, time to take them off and let's see if I like it. Have a look at this. That's so pretty. Okay, I think I'm happy. I can leave it to dry completely and be back with some varnish. Say that I really love both this piece and my previous blue flower. Please let me know which one of the two is your favorite in the comments. If you'd like to help support the channel, why not check out my Patreon, where you gain access to extended versions of my weekly reviews, or head over to my website abcreativeofficial.com. Every one of my pieces is unique and original, and I ship all over the world. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week. Bye bye!